Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another video on the Steam Scream 3D or the Halloween sale. So I made a video previously covering games from around $20 down to $5. This one I'm mostly focusing on games under 5. However, there are a few games that are between 5 and 10 that I could not cover in the previous video that I'll add here at the start. And yeah, so let's get into this. First we have Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is the sequel to the 2016 Doom reboot, if you will, and another fantastic FPS game, a lot of fun. And this is priced at $9.99, so just under $10. Next, we have Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So a fantastic set of 3 games, all of them remastered, all the extra DLCs and content all combined into one, and priced very reasonably at 85% off. $8.99, $4.49 in India, $7.49 in the UK, $12 in Canada. Next is Lethal Company. So another game that was very popular around last year. A lot of people were playing, very low-end co-op horror style game, and surprisingly still has a lot of people playing this right now. 16,000 right now, peak of 20 almost today. Still in early access, has a small sale, but it's not an expensive game to begin with. $7, $3.36 in India, $5.95 in the UK, $9 in Canada. Next is Battlefield 1. So I've not played too many of the Battlefield games. I've played 1 and 5, and I like the campaign in this one. They had different stories basically and has good reviews, and also it's a decent number of people playing even though game is a few years old. 2016 game, you're still getting 7,000 to 9,000 people playing on Steam, and the price is quite reasonable. So $5.99, $3.74 in India, $5.24 in the UK, $8.24 in Canada, and $6 in the Eurozone. Now on to games under $5. So we start first with one of the Stalker games. So all 3 games from the Stalker series are on sale. I'm going to just mention one to make the video a little shorter. So we have Shadow of Chernobyl, which is the first game from 2007. Overwhelmingly positive and very positive overall reviews. So this one here is 75% off, $4.99, $1.41 in India. These are all regional prices, so take advantage of this. $2.49 in the UK, 6 in Canada, 4 in the Eurozone. The bundle isn't on sale this time, but it's usually on sale and it's usually a good price as well. Next is The Saboteur. So this is an interesting open world game set during World War II in Paris, and you are trying to remove the influence of the German authority, as they say here, during that period. So basically what happens is the occupied areas are in like black and white color. You go and liberate that area and color comes back to that area. In between you also have some racing segments and things like that. So this wasn't available on Steam for the longest time. It came back recently, as you can see here, early this year, but it is available on other platforms. So fun game. I have this on PS3. So this is 50% off, $5, $2.99 in India, $4.49 in the UK, $7.49 in Canada, and $4.99 in the Eurozone. Next is Little Nightmares, so a horror game, and there's a sequel as well. This one here is priced at $4.99, $3.74 in India. Regional price has gone up quite a bit. So $3.99 in the UK, $5 in the Eurozone. Next is Papers, Please, one of my favorite indie games. So again, this is made by just one person, Lucas Pope. He also made Return of Obra Dinn, which I think I like even more. So fun game. This is basically a very limited game in terms of graphics, but the story is fantastic. So you are a immigration officer, let's say, on a border in a fictional country, and you have to look at the papers of the people coming in and checking them to see they are authentic and they are allowed or not. So you have to check for several things, if somebody's a criminal, whatever reports you get on a daily basis. And if you make a mistake, you don't get paid enough, and at the end of the day you have to earn enough to support your family, cover your bills and stuff like that. So really harsh conditions, but you have to be on top of this. So, and has multiple endings as well. You can see overwhelmingly positive reviews everywhere. 50% off, $4.99, $2.40 in India, $4.25 in the UK, $6.49 in Canada. Next is Choo Choo Charles. So a very interesting game from a couple of years ago. Open world game where you are in a old train and you are being chased by an evil spider train called Charles. This guy. It's got good reviews, and this is 75% off, $4.99, $2.20 in India, $4.18 in the UK. What Remains of Edith Finch, so a walking simulator atmospheric style of game, had won a lot of awards, and as you can see, reviews are very, very positive, overwhelmingly so. And this is 75% off, $4.99, $2.12, 4 in the UK, $6.49 in Canada. Next is Frostpunk. So if you know me and the channel, you know I'll try to squeeze this in somewhere. So Frostpunk is a survival city builder style of game. There's a sequel that has just come out, but the original is absolutely fantastic. Sequel is also quite expensive, so I'm waiting for a sale. But I've played this quite a lot, really love it. I have it on all the platforms. So basically, alternate Victorian era, world is freezing over. You and a group of survivors go to like the one place where you can survive, and basically you have these big areas with a central coal-fed generator in the middle, and you have to build your colony around it and survive. And you have to make sure the generator in the middle is always working, otherwise everyone freezes to death. You have to make difficult choices, and basically you have to try and survive. Weather gets more extreme, resources get scarce, people get frostbite and start. So very, very difficult game. The music is also outstanding in this one. So if you want a challenging game, this will be really good. So 85% off, $449, $195 in India, $374 in the UK, $584 in Canada, $449 in the Eurozone. Next is a new game that I played recently because a friend gifted this to me, and I found it quite fun. So Toem, a photo adventure. Think of like a simple game to explain how games work, if that makes sense. Like if you want to introduce someone to video games who normally doesn't play video games, I think this would be a fantastic one because it explains all the mechanics of doing quests and completing stuff and collecting things and stuff like that, or exploring other areas, things like that. So I found it very, very enjoyable, and this is overwhelmingly positive, as you can see here, 95% rating. And it's only $4, $176 in India, $335 in the UK, $519 in Canada. Next is The Forest. So another game that's been out for a while and has a lot of people playing. Survival, crafting, open world style game, overwhelmingly positive. 50,000 people playing this game, and this is from 2018. In fact, I think this is from even before. I think this was in early access and the full game came out in 2018 or something like that. But yeah, 50,000 people playing. In fact, we are at peak right now, apparently. So $4, 105 only in India, £3.09, 4.55 in Canada, 3.35 in the Eurozone. Doom. So the reboot of Doom from 2016. Again, very popular game, very good game. I was shocked how well this game ran when I first played this one, because you could get like 200 FPS quite easily, and with all the gore and stuff on screen, because I think it uses the Vulkan engine. But yeah, the game looks amazing, runs flawlessly. Even back then it ran very well. So very well optimized game and very fun game as well. So 80% off, $399, $319 in India, $319 in the UK, 5 in Canada, 4 in the Eurozone. Next is a open world survival crafting game. Again, I've seen this game in early access a while ago. I think it's out of early access now. It looks interesting. It's got the isometric perspective. You are on an alien planet, and a sci-fi survival style game. It's an okay game, so I decided to add something new here. I saw some gameplay from a YouTuber who does a lot of indie games, Splattercat Gaming, and I like the look of this one. So this is $399, $224 in India, $335, $355 in the UK, $549 in Canada, $4 in the Eurozone. Next, we have Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year Edition. So I'm only going to mention one of the Arkham games. All of them are on sale, and these are always on sale, always on the same price, $4.99, and they're still pretty good. If you know me, I don't like superhero stuff, any of the comic book superhero stuff, movies, games, I don't like it, and even I liked this game. So I would recommend you try this out if you haven't. $399, $113 in India. In fact, this has gone lower in India. Interesting. $299 in the UK, $399 in Canada, 4 in the Eurozone. 113 is like a new low. It used to be 141 or something. Next is Darkwood. So another older game, another horror game, and I've heard great reviews of this game. A lot of people who play this they say this is like a very intense horror game rather than like the ones with jump scares. So yeah, if you want something scary, try this out. Overwhelmingly positive. 75% off, $374 in India, $172 in India, $374 in the US, $390 in the UK. Oxygen. So this is a simple survival city builder game, base builder. Now, while Frostpunk I mentioned earlier is like a very challenging hard game, this one I found to be a lot more relaxing and a good one to get started with this genre, if you will. So basically, you have to generate oxygen to survive, and you have to use as much natural resources as possible. So, and the tutorials were also very good. This is like definitely a budget game. It felt very limited from a technical standpoint, but it ran well and it was very easy to follow and understand. So I did end up liking this game, even though some of the textures and stuff felt very basic and like, copy paste type. But yeah, I ended up liking this game. So this is 80% off, $299, $138 in India, $255 UK, $329 Canada. Next is Brotato. So one of the new genres of games that I really like are these vampire survivor style games. So you have to survive for 20 minutes. A lot of them you don't have to do anything with the controls, but some of them you have to fight. And this is one of those arena shooter type games where more and more creatures come up and you have to survive for a period of time. Overwhelmingly positive, 40% off, $299, $150 in India, $239 in the UK. Another popular game, I think also made by one person. This is Undertale, a very simple RPG. Well, simple or not, that's a different thing, but it's a very good RPG. And yeah, you can see the reviews. Very cheap game as well, 70% off, $299, $110 in India, £2.09, $329 in Canada. Outlast. So if you want a proper sort of disgusting horror type game, if that makes sense, here it is. And I remember 10 years ago, everybody was making videos reacting to all the horror scenes and jump scares and stuff like that. So yeah, overwhelmingly positive, 95% rating. I personally don't play these games because again, I find them too disgusting, but these are popular if you want a horror game. 85% off, $299, $132 in India, $251 in the UK. Another mention for Dying Light because the standard version is very, very cheap. So 85% off, $299, 89 rupees only, £2, $344 in Canada, $299 in the Eurozone. 20 minutes till dawn. So this is another in the same the vampire survivor style genre. I like the art style here, pixel art style here. And this is again survive for 20 minutes, more and more creatures pop up. And yeah, it's a fun game again, 89, 90% positive rating almost. Same price, 40% off, $299. In fact, I think I bought this along with Brotato in like a bundle or something. So same price is here. Project Warlock. So your FPS boomer style, old style graphics. Again, very positive. There's a sequel as well. And this one is 80% off, only 98 rupees, 240 in the US, £2, $3 Canada, 220 in the Eurozone. Next is Don't Starve. Another game that's been out for a while, since 2013, hugely popular, very difficult survival style game, and yeah, still has a few people playing. So 75% off, $249, 87 rupees only, 179 in the UK, 287 in Canada, £2.04 in the Eurozone. Next we have Ravenous Devil. So I think I have mentioned this game once or twice before, but this is a bit of a horror game. So a horror cooking simulator where the secret ingredient is crime. Improve your shops, buy new tools, expand your menu, and above all, make your customers happy. So it's basically people come into the shop, and I think a husband and wife team run the business. And let's say Hannibal Lecter would be a regular here based on the ingredient that is used to cook. So yeah, manage an evil business. So tailor shop here. So I guess Bill the, what was his name? Bill the Butcher? No. Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill will also be a regular here, I suppose, as you can see here. Maybe that's the movie they saw and decided to make this game. I don't know. But yeah, a very unusual game and seems to be popular. Also very cheap. 55% off. $224 in the US. 89 in India. 179 in the UK. 256 in Canada. Another game that I kind of forgot. Hatred. So I keep mixing this up. This is a twin stick shooter game. And yeah, you are the antagonist fighting against all of humanity. So interesting concept. I like twin stick shooter games, so I may try it at some point. But yeah, this is also very cheap. 70% off, $179, dollars 65 in India, 143 in the UK, 2 in Canada. I noticed it's not available in Australia, so maybe it's banned there or something. Because this is one of those games that there's another game. What was it called? From Rockstar. Um, it reminds me of that one. I can't remember them. Again, one of those games that get banned for being too graphic, too much blood and violence, that sort of thing. Now we have something that most of you may not be familiar with. This is an old Ubisoft game inspired by the Resident Evil 4 game, the original one. So RE4 became quite popular and Ubisoft wanted something similar. So this is set on a Russian whaler and you are playing like a coast guard. So yeah, a bit of a hidden gem, let's say. The reviews are positive. This is an old game. This is not available anywhere else, because an old game like this I would normally prefer getting on GOG, but I don't think it's available there. Also very cheap. So $2, 49 rupees 85 pence, and 2 in Canada, 99 cents in the Eurozone. And then finally Left 4 Dead 2, amazing co-op game, killing zombies. Up to 4 people can play. You can see the overwhelming positive reviews. 56,000 people playing still. This game is from 2009, 15 years ago. So one of the finest games, I guess. 99 cents, 48 rupees only, 85 pence, 129 in Canada, 97 cents in the Eurozone. So that's around 30-ish games, I think, for under 10 and under 5. I could have made this video longer. There are a lot more games I could squeeze in. I did not go into too many games under like $2 or so, but there are quite a few, so I might make a video on that as well. But I want to get a couple of videos out for GOG as well, because they have a Halloween sale, so I'll try and do that. Maybe I'll try and see if I can get one more video out tonight. But yeah, hope you're enjoying the sale. Let me know if you found anything interesting as well. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.